In this video, we will be finding the inverse of functions. To find the inverse of a one-to-one function, interchange x and y. So you need to make sure that you have a one-to-one function first, and then if you do, exchange x and y. If you're finding the inverse of an equation, solve that new equation after you've interchanged x and y. Solve it for y and then replace the y with f inverse x. In our example, we're going to decide whether each function is one-to-one, and then if it is, we're going to find the inverse. So our first function is shown as a set of ordered pairs, and basically what we're going to do is look to see if every x goes with exactly one y, and every y goes with exactly one x. Alright, I'm seeing a couple of places. When y is 2, I have two values for x that goes with it. And I also have when y is 5, I have two values of x. So this one is not one-to-one. So we cannot find an inverse. You've got to have a one-to-one function in order for it to have an inverse. Our next example, another set of ordered pairs. Alright, it looks like every x is only written once and every y is only written once. So this one is one-to-one. So once we've decided that it is one-to-one, then we can find the inverse. So G inverse is going to be the set 8, -2. Remember, all you're doing is interchanging x and y. Next one will be -6, -1, 4, 0, 6, 1, and 10, 2. And you show your inverse with, and it looks like an exponent, but it's actually just the inverse symbol. So G inverse is this set of ordered pairs. Our next example, we know that this is the absolute value graph, and I'm going to look at the graph of that. Remember, the absolute value graph looks like a V, and we can see using the horizontal line test that this function is not one-to-one. If you didn't remember the graph looked like, you could also state that some of the ordered pairs, for example, the absolute value of -1 is 1, and the absolute value of +1 is also 1. So when x is -1, we get a y value of 1, and when x is +1, we get a y value of 1. So this would also be a way to show that this is not one-to-one. Right, our next example. When it's shown as an equation, let's go ahead and write this as y equals 4x minus 7, because what I want to do is interchange x and y. I know that this is a one-to-one function because the graph of it's a line. So if I interchange x and y, I'll have x is equal to 4y minus 7. Now I want to solve for y, so I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I have x plus 7 equals 4y, and then divide by 4. So I'm going to write this as y equals 1/4 x plus 7/4. And then finally, the last step to show your inverse is to take the y out and write f inverse. Oh, it won't be f though, since my function is g of x. It'll be g of x equals 1/4 x plus 7/4.